Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Charlie. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my delicious oven roasted whole chicken. This chicken serves between 4 to 6 people. It's great to serve if you're having dinner every other week or even during the holidays. It's flavorful, juicy, and absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all you'll need to make your oven roasted whole chicken. Let's get started with our ingredients. You'll need 5 pounds and 10 ounces in weight. That's one whole chicken. You will also need some salted butter. You're also going to need some vegetable or canola oil. And for your seasonings, you'll need 1 medium-sized yellow onion, garlic, and for your additional seasonings, you'll need some salt, black pepper, Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Now, if you don't have this, you can use the Zatarain's Creole seasoning or the Sapin Mama Cajun seasoning. You will also need some Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic, dried oregano, and some dried thyme. And for your tools, you'll need a food processor, a large clear plastic bag, a pastry brush, a meat thermometer, some food ties, and to bake your whole chicken, you'll need a regular standard 9 by 13 inch glass or metal pan. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. Chop half of a yellow onion. Here I have 3 cloves of garlic. I've cut them in half. Take a garlic press and press the garlic. And there we go. Alright, let's get started with our onion and garlic marinade. So in this small food processor, add your chopped yellow onion right on in there, followed by your 3 cloves of pressed garlic. Let's add some seasoning. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, 2 teaspoons of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic, 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, and 2 teaspoons of dried thyme. Blend this for 1 minute. Alright, that looks good. Okay, let's get started with preparing our chicken. We're going to get started by removing the chicken parts from the cavity. The neck, the giblet, just remove that out of there. Next, I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to remove the excess skin and fat from the chicken. There's a little part here, I'm just going to cut that off. Now I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to remove the excess fat from the inside of the chicken. I call this unwanted fat. You're going to take your hand and do the best you can and remove all of that excess fat from the inside of the chicken. Look, they even have some yellowish type of skin on the bones of the chicken legs. You just peel that little thin film of skin off as well. Make sure you thoroughly inspect the chicken and make sure that there's no extra skin particles or feathers on there. Just remove all that off there. Okay, next I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to stick it just beneath the chicken skin, right where the chicken breast is. I'm just going to do it on one side and then do the same thing to the opposite side. Okay, I've placed my whole chicken into a strainer. Next, I'm going to rinse my whole chicken off with cold water. I like to do this step to rinse off any blood or particles that might be on the chicken. Alright, I placed my whole chicken onto a flat chopping board. Next, I'm going to take the marinade and I'm just going to place it into the insides of the chicken where the chicken breast is. Just going to take a little bit of the marinade and place it inside of the chicken just beneath the skin. I'm also going to place some down where the chicken legs and thighs are as well. Next, I'm going to carefully slide the whole chicken into a large plastic bag. I'm going to add the rest of the marinade inside of the bag on top of the whole chicken. I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to coat the marinade all around the chicken. Turn the chicken sideways in the bag. Next, I'm going to carefully tie the bag. Make sure you get as much air out of the bag as possible before you tie the bag. Okay, that looks good. Next, I'm going to place the whole chicken into a large Tupperware or a large bowl, whatever you have. Make sure the chicken fits in there though. Place this into your refrigerator and let this marinate for about 4 to 8 hours or overnight. Alright, it is the next day. So I've taken my chicken out of the refrigerator. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the chicken sit out for about 1 to 2 hours before I bake it. This is going to bring the temperature of the chicken up so that way it's not too cold when you put it in the oven. Okay, it's been about 1 or 2 hours. I'm going to cut the bag open with scissors. Remove the chicken out of the bag and place it onto a flat chopping board. Here I have some canola oil. You can also use vegetable oil as well. Add 1 tablespoon of the canola oil into the palm of your hand. Spread the oil onto the bottom of the chicken. Flip the chicken over. Add 1 tablespoon of canola oil into the palm of your hand and rub the oil onto the top portion of the chicken. Okay, next you're going to sprinkle some salt, some black pepper, some Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, and some Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic all around the chicken. Just sprinkle just a little bit. Here I have some food ties. I'm going to place the food ties underneath the chicken. And from there, I'm going to tie the front end of the chicken. This is going to bring the chicken wings together. And once done, cut the extra food ties with kitchen scissors. Okay, here I have some more food ties. I'm going to add the food ties underneath the back of the chicken. And from there, I'm going to tie the ends of the chicken together. This is going to help bring the chicken legs together. And once done, cut the excess food ties with kitchen scissors. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 325 degrees. Take your whole chicken and add it into your baking pan. Any leftover marinade, just add that into the baking pan as well. Next, pour 1/3 cup of water. This is going to help keep the chicken moist during the baking process. Here I have 4 tablespoons of cubed salted butter. Add the butter cubes around the bottom of the baking pan. Now it is ready to be baked. Place this into a preheated 325 degree oven. I'm placing the chicken 1 rack above the bottom rack. Keep in mind that baking times vary depending on your pan and your oven. Bake the chicken for 2 hours or until a meat thermometer inserted into the chicken reaches 165 degrees. We're also going to baste the chicken every 30 minutes. Alright, it's been about 30 minutes now. I'm going to pull the rack out. Take a pastry brush and baste the chicken with the pan juices. I'm going to push the rack back in. I'm going to let this bake for another 30 minutes. Alright, it's been about 30 minutes now. We're currently at the 1 hour mark. Pull the rack out. Take a pastry brush and baste the chicken with the pan juices. Push the rack back into the oven and bake this for another 30 minutes. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes now. We're at the 1 hour and 30 minute mark. Pull the rack out. Take a pastry brush and baste the chicken with the pan juices. Push the rack back into the oven and bake this for 30 minutes. Now this time the chicken should be done within the next 30 minutes. Alright, it's been about 30 minutes now. We're currently at the 2-hour mark. Remove the chicken from the oven. Take a pastry brush and baste the chicken with the pan juices. Insert a meat thermometer into the thigh of the chicken. The internal temperature of the chicken should read 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That means that the whole chicken is done. Let the whole chicken cool for about 45 minutes to 1 hour before serving. Take some kitchen scissors and cut off the food ties off of the chicken. You can also take the pan juices and make a flavorful chicken gravy with it. And for best results, you can serve this the very next day so that way the flavors can settle and increase overnight. I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to cut into the breast of the chicken. And that's how the inside of the chicken looks. As you can see, that's nice and juicy. And here is the inside of the chicken where the thigh and the leg is. As you can see, that's nice and thoroughly cooked. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Oven roasted whole chicken, made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. I have an official website for all of my recipes, including this one. Go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. Now I have a piece of the chicken breast, the chicken wing, and the chicken leg. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the chicken leg. Now for the chicken wing. And lastly, the chicken breast. Have to save the best for last. The chicken is nice and tender and juicy. And you got the flavor from all the seasons that we added. They soaked up into the meat. Y'all, it is absolutely delicious. All you have to do is try the recipe. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a good one. Peace.